Hey y'all, Zach here. In today's video, we're just going to be pretty much going over the status of my deadlift post-cut and just going over the game plan I have to naturally attain a 700-pound deadlift. But before we get into today's video, if you want to learn how I was able to deadlift over 600 pounds within 2 years of lifting, here is my workout program. Again, this is a program I designed explicitly for strength training and hypertrophy. And the cool part about it, it's only $5, less than a Big Mac, but more fulfilling. All right, back to today's video. So without further more ado, let's get straight to today's video. All right, so before I was cutting, I was about 218 to 220 pounds, and the most I've ever done was a 635-pound deadlift, and you can see that right here. Right, sub 635, moved it. And probably what you could tell from that video was there was a lot of thoracic flexion. Yes, I still stand by what I say all the time. Thoracic flexion is not only normal, but it's inevitable when it comes to picking up a lot of weight, right? But as a man, I can, agree that there can be too much thoracic flexion. And the biggest thing though, takeaway is your lumbar, like your lumbar spine, your lower back, is that flexing as well. Because when your lumbar spine proceeds to, no longer be neutral, that's when problems can start arising, right? I do notice some lumbar flexion, but my biggest takeaway for most of that was I feel good. I'm not in pain. And I remember asking a lot of physical therapists about this, right? Because I work with these people and they're like, as long as you're not feeling pain, there's really nothing, you have to worry about, which is, pretty true for the most part. But I kept thinking, I'm like, I'm kind of tired of seeing these fucking comments about my back and whatnot. So the biggest thing I decided to do today, because I had deadlifts, was really try to work on my form. And I actually was watching Professional Weak Guy, who's probably one of the best conventional deadlifters that I just really enjoy watching, because this dude kind of does everything I do, but better, obviously, since he's in like the mid 800s. He does hook grip, he's a conventional puller, and his form is just overall locked in. So I took a lot of cues that he was doing, and you can see in the video right here. So this is probably the prettiest 495 I've had in a while. Notice how I proceed to brace, really filling my stomach up with air, and I'm making my arms as long as possible. And now you're going to see me pull the slack out by having my pits go to the pockets, and then boom, picking the bar up. So yeah, in that video, you could tell my 495 deadlift just looked considerably better. I was more locked in, I was more braced, and you could see my lats were a lot more engaged as well. I could tell that my lats were more engaged just by the fact that I can actually feel them during the deadlift, and I could still feel them now. When I was, deadlifting the way I deadlifted, didn't really necessarily feel any of my back. And you probably oh, that's funny, right? Since I look like doing the cat cow and whatnot, but never really felt it. I really feel it now. And obviously that's pretty good, because that means you were engaging your lats the whole time and just keeping a tight posture or a tight position. I decided to go all the way up to 585 today, right? You can see me doing that right here. One thing I did notice about this 585 deadlift is, yes, my back was a little bit more neutral than usual, but I still had some thoracic flexion, which again is normal when it comes to deadlifting heavier weight, and just tells me I'm still not ready for 585 yet with my new form. Obviously there's a lot more thoracic flexion, but I am trying to keep my position more tight. I am bracing a lot more, because I did notice when I used to deadlift the way I deadlift, I'd never really braced at all, which is pretty crazy. The fact that I'm pulling over 600 pounds, I was just never bracing. It's crazy to me, but I'm really trying to brace, because one of the biggest cues that this man had was, breathe in, right? Really try to fill your stomach up with air. And then the next thing was to pretty much make your arms like hooks. Try to make them as long as possible. Keep your eyes pointed towards you or pointed forwards. I don't know how you're gonna keep them pointed towards you. What the fuck? Anyways, keep your eyes forward. And then one of the biggest things that really helped me is pits to pockets. This is what helps engage your lats. I mean, just me doing this right now, I could feel my lats flaring. And this is what helps you keep a tight position. And yeah, 495 will always fly for me, just by how strong and how long I've been doing deadlifts. But the form, the aesthetic, it just looked a lot prettier, and not a lot of thoracic flexion going on at all. So I plan on going this route. So I feel like my deadlift might stall a little bit just because we're in the rebuilding phase, right? I mean, I also decided after deadlifting 585, I was like, okay, because the best way to improve on something and doing form is by lowering the weight and just doing some rep work, right? You can see me doing that here with 405. The first cue is to breathe in. We really want to brace for the deadlift. Next is making your arms as long as possible while keeping your eyes forward. And then you could also notice me really wedging in and then pits to pockets and then lifting the bar up. Again, I'm trying to go for rep work here. This is something I'm trying to master. Something you really can't master if you're just doing it for one rep and doing it only once a week, right? So here's another set of me doing it. Trying to really brace in and wedge in and keep my pits, or have my pits go to the pockets. You could also notice my back is pretty neutral. So again, right now we're trying to play it safe and smart. I try to combine the two words. What the fuck is wrong with me? But anyways, I'm just trying to be smart about it, right? I'm still coming back from that knee kind of pain, so I wasn't really like planning on squatting at all. So I'm really gonna take this time to really just improve my deadlift. And I actually might have the squat. I'm still gonna be squatting, doing some volume rep work and whatnot so I can keep the form dialed in. But I kind of want to get my deadlift status back up again, because again, this is one of my favorite lifts, and it's really gonna make me feel better when it's just a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Because yeah, deadlifts are fun, but reading comments saying, "Oh, your form doesn't look the greatest," it's not that. It's not enjoyable. But yes, so far I have deadlifted 605. Obviously not with the form that I wanted to, but I'm pretty much back in the 600s so far. I will be in the 600s, mid 600s by next month, preferably. This is probably when I'm actually mastered the form. And so I'm probably going to actually increase my days too when I deadlift. Usually, I'm notoriously known for only doing once a week, since deadlift is such a taxing lift on your central nervous system. But again, this is something I really want to dial in. So I'm probably going to do one day where it's lighter and it's just more volume work. Like I'm just doing straight 405. And I'm excited to see, the change in my form and pretty much what happens, right? Physiological changes as well as just mental changes as well. And I'm excited because I don't know, just getting stronger and improving is one of the best gifts when it comes to going to the gym, right? Just bettering yourself, getting, overall stronger and whatnot. But yeah, let me know what you guys are deadlifting currently, and if you have any plans for this summer. Again, I'm trying to get to 700 pounds by this year. I don't think it's going to happen this summer, but for sure by this year. I can see 675 falling, especially once I lock in on my form and I keep, improving and whatnot. But we'll see. Only time will tell. And consistency. But I really appreciate you guys. I hope you like the content. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys for everything you do. Really, thank you.